the issues related to bringing back banned books. With school boards and libraries across Florida acquiescing to angry mobs and eagerly over-complying with the Don't Say Gay law, students are being banned from learning LGBT history, stories, and much more. Now, Safe Schools South Florida and Stonewall National Museum and Archives are teaming up to make the books available for free. This is Banned Book Week, and in this week's SFGN, online now and on stands tomorrow, I look at the new partnership between Safe Schools South Florida and the Stonewall National Museum and Archives, which is making banned books available to students for free. Safe Schools donated $3,000 to the museum to start offering e-subscriptions to the books that are banned in Florida schools. Scott Galvin, a friend of the show and the leader of Safe Schools, says this project has taken on new urgency after the last couple of years since Republicans in Tallahassee have been punching down and targeting LGBTQ plus youth to score political points. He told me, quote, "There are so many threats against youth in today's society, LGBTQ plus youth in particular. We need to form partnerships with each other and push each other up and support each other," end quote. Now, while Fox News and their wannabe acolytes try to portray the materials as akin to putting pornography in schools, Stonewall's Robert Keston says that's simply not true, telling me, quote, "None of them talk about sex in the sense of physical relations between people. They talk about what's going on in people's hearts and minds, what's going on in the psychology of what makes them who they are," end quote. The e-subscriptions will be free and available on Stonewall's website very soon. For more on the attack on LGBTQ plus education, please read my story in SFGN, online now and on stands tomorrow. I went to this event where they did the check presentation and all that, and I was moved because someone is finally standing up for the next generation. I said it on this show last week. I said, if we don't stand up for them, we're jettisoning the next generation the same way some people want to jettison the T or the Q in today's environment. And they're not just banning anything with an LGBTQ character or theme. 1984, Animal House, Fahrenheit 451. Those are all also getting banned. I mean, and school boards have been waiting for this opportunity, and they've been salivating. And here this is a good story because we're finally punching back.
Well, this might be the happiest story I've heard this week, maybe even this month. Really, bravo to Safe Schools and to Stonewall, and lots of gratitude to Scott and to Robert. That's amazing.
You know, Scott Galvin anchored at Queer News Tonight last night, and we talked just briefly about the story, knowing it was coming from you as a lead at South Florida Gay News. It's interesting to me that Scott's overall impression is disappointment. His overall impression of what is happening to LGBT youth in our schools, especially here in South Florida, is disappointment of the reaction that is coming from LGBT itself. Miami-Dade County a year ago has a October LGBT History Month and votes 7-1 overwhelmingly to do it. And I asked him, could you have possibly predicted 12 months ago that the exact same vote and the exact same issue would take place 12 months later and it would be 7-1 against? The world has changed dramatically, and we're losing. We are losing this fight. We are losing this battle. The question remains is, are we going to lose the war? And while I admire Scott Galvin as the executive director of Safe Schools, I admire this new executive director at Stonewall, Robert, to embrace and try to help. At the end of the day, it's not Scott's seat or it's not Robert's seat. It's not Safe Schools' seat, and it's not the Stonewall Museum seat that is going to win the war. It's the LGBTQ community that stands up. And so far, the troops, like Russians and the soldiers in Ukraine, they're not on the battlefield.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.